Have you ever said to yourself, if only I had more time, I would be more productive? Or if only I had more time, I would be able to accomplish so many more things on my to-do list. But is that really the case? Hi, my name is Marta and welcome to Imperfect Life Balance. On my channel, you can expect videos related to productivity, time management, personal development, and any other topics that help you achieve that work-life balance that you desire. So let's talk about productivity and the fact that you actually do not need more time to accomplish more. Obviously, that is not gonna be the case for everything, but in general, we tend to be more productive with less time and not more time. So let me give you an example. Have you ever been in a situation when you get a phone call from a friend of yours or a family member telling you that they are coming over because they are in the area and they're gonna be there in about 15 minutes? And you look around your house and it's a complete disaster. The kids brought all the toys, you're in the middle of folding laundry and washing dishes, and you would just prefer that your friend or a family member was not a witness to all this chaos. So what do? In those 15 minutes, boy, do you get to accomplish a lot. I mean, you're as productive as can be, and at the end of that 15 minutes, your house looks very presentable. And I can almost guarantee you that if you were given 30 minutes, you would probably accomplish the exact same thing. Sure, you would be less tired and maybe less sweaty, but you would probably have the same level of cleanliness and organization as you did in those 15 minutes. I don't know about you, but for me, I am very efficient and very productive in situations like that, when I know I only have a limited amount of time to complete it. Now, obviously, this needs to be a reasonable time. So we are not talking about, writing a 350-page book in 2 days, and that book being a good quality read. But we are talking on situations where we have a reasonable amount of time to complete it, but the time is not long enough for you to take all the time you want with planning and execution and things of that nature. So as an example, I have noticed for myself that if I am working on a project, and reasonably it should take me about 2 days of work. If I spread it out for a week because I'm thinking, well, I want to have some buffer and I also want to make sure that I really take my time deciding on specific aspects of it, oftentimes, if I give myself a week, I will take that week to work on that project. But if I would have given myself 2 days, I would have pretty much the same end result. What is happening is if I give myself too much time, I know that I have a whole week and I tend to procrastinate, to daydream as I am trying to work on it. I don't feel that pressure of completing the project quickly. And I think that's the case in a lot of situations that we have. And this is what I wanted to make this video, because I feel like a lot of times we don't go after dreams of ours, or we are not working on our goals because we don't think we have enough time. So what I am suggesting is implementing some techniques, some different ways of setting some limits for yourself to accomplish some tasks and seeing what kind of results you can get. Because oftentimes you do not need as much time as you think you do. You can accomplish so many things if you actually give yourself a limited amount of time. Now, I am not saying that we need to set those limits for ourselves so we are constantly rushing and constantly doing more things. But what I am saying with it, if you really put your mind to it and set some limits for yourself for different types of tasks, you will accomplish much more in those limited times, freeing up a lot of other time that you can spend on things that you actually want to do. So think about it. If you spend less time cleaning, you're gonna spend time more with your family. If you spend less time cooking and grocery shopping, you can dedicate more time to working on your side hustle. So it's all about better time management and not letting the limited time that you have stop you from going after the work-life balance that you actually want. So here are some things that I have started doing for myself that might be of benefit to you as well. So first thing is to set your deadlines carefully. So really think about how much time a specific task is going to take you. Be realistic, but don't give yourself too much of a buffer. Because again, if you feel that pressure of a deadline, you are gonna be much more focused on the task at hand, and you're gonna achieve your end result much faster than if you give yourself a lot of time, which you're gonna just fill up with not doing what you are supposed to be doing. The second thing is, if you are working on a large project, break it down into smaller tasks. Because if you think about it, if you have something that is very large, it can become very overwhelming. So let's say you have a project that you think is going to take you 5 hours to complete, and you are procrastinating and not working on it because you are constantly looking for that gap in your day where you have 5 hours to do it. And more likely than not, you're not going to find it because we are all busy, and 5 hours of uninterrupted time, that is very difficult to get. Things always come up. So maybe you break it down into smaller tasks and dedicate 1 hour to each task. Another thing that you can do is use different techniques like Pomodoro technique, where you work for 25 minutes and give yourself a 5-minute break and do it for, let's say, an hour, hour and a half. Again, you have that time limit component associated with it. And for smaller tasks, I highly suggest setting up a timer for yourself and see how much you can get done. So 2 good examples for that come to mind. One is work related, and that is if your inbox is just overwhelming to you because you have so many emails, set a timer for, let's say, 15 minutes and just keep working on that email. Uninterrupted time, you're not answering anything new, you just keep working through it and see how many emails you can get rid of, delete, or answer within that 15-minute time. And at home, a good way to use the timer is for cleaning. So maybe you have noticed that your nightstand has gotten out of control. Set a timer for 10 minutes and you will be amazed how much you can get done in that 10 minutes, because you will move so much faster knowing you only have 10 minutes and you are trying to see a complete end product. So those are the types of activities, those smaller tasks, where a timer would be a great option. So that is all I have for today's video. I am very interested to hear your point of view. Do you tend to be more productive when you have that time limit pressure on yourself? Or are you more productive when you have an unlimited amount of time to do things? Let me know any additional tips below. As always, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future ones. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.